Good morning, Washington. How y'all doing, everybody? It's Dave TV for the 23rd of December, 2011. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody out there. The big news yesterday was that WPGC has decided to let Big Tigger go. He's the morning guy over there. He's been there been doing mornings for about a year and a half or so, and then we used to do afternoons, and has been at the station actually since the 90s, since the early 90s. His real name is Darian Morgan, and we broke the news at about noonish yesterday. And amazing. The Washington Post on their Root website, which covers African American news, actually credited us for breaking the news. We also got a credit from the City paper, which is cool. And I'm told we also got mentioned on Channel 9 when they reported the news. So thank you to all of them. What's interesting to me, and again, it's I think one of the bigger media stories of the year, is the downfall of the Washington Post. This is the Post style section today. Look at that. I mean, it's giant pictures again. There's hardly any copy even on the front page. A giant picture. I mean, it's a cool picture. I'm not saying it's not a bad picture. And then you look at it, and it's a whole bunch of big pictures again, all through the paper. And look at that, even on this page. There's almost nothing in this paper, in this style section today. It's 8 pages, and it's just basically all filler and really boring stuff. And there's nothing in here about Big Tigger. Now it was on the Post website, a little item there that credited us, thank you. And but there certainly was plenty of room in the style section for an article. I mean, when a major morning show radio personality gets shown the door, if they don't cover it, it's just like it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I just don't understand this newspaper. I don't understand it. I don't think they know what they're doing anymore. I think one of the biggest media stories of 2011 has been the basic decline of this newspaper. It has gone from a pretty good paper to not so great. I'm not saying it's completely down in the dumps. I mean, I think the A section's pretty good. I think they do a pretty good job in sports news. But especially the style section, man, it is just absolutely horrible. I mean, it's almost like somebody who's running the style section really doesn't know what they're doing. I couldn't begin to tell you how many things are wrong with that style section. And it's just emphasized by today not covering Big Tigger. I mean, at least an article on it. There's a Paul Farhi. Paul Farhi seems to be writing pieces these days just that have to do with more national media attention. The Post and local, and Lisa DeMarais does the same thing. There's almost no local media news in her TV column. Farhi rarely covers local media stuff these days. I mean, he does, but why not cover the Big Tigger thing? And then again, he would probably just take it from my site and not credit me. So, which would I prefer? No coverage or coverage lifted from me? I don't know. Post's a bad paper. It's turning into a really crummy paper. Anyhow, more on Big Tigger. PGC is stuck. It's got Hot 99.5 on one side playing contemporary hit music and Kane in the morning. It's got heavier urban WKYS 93.9 on the other side with Russ Parr in the morning. And PGC's kind of in the middle there. They're kind of still urban contemporary, but they're kind of inching their way over to contemporary. They're not quite sure. That's that middle ground there. And they got a new program director, Jason Kidd from Baltimore. He used to program Mix 106.5 up there. And I know they're just trying to figure out where to put the station. Should they, it obviously doesn't work ratings-wise when it's over too close to KYS, and now they're trying to move it over to Hot 98.5. But, Hot 98.5's ratings are killer. I mean, they have, they were second place in the ratings, or second or third. They're second or third in almost every ratings book. PGC's down there at 12th, 13th, 14th. The other problem that CBS Radio has, and CBS owns WPGC, is that frequently, and it's most every week, they don't have a station in the top 10. When you look at the overall 12 pluses or 6 pluses, they may do better. Say JFK may be 5th or 7th place in men, but overall they don't have any of their 4 major FMers in the top 10 on most weeks. You know, that's El Zal, PGC, Fresh 94.7, not Fresh, and JFK, Sports Talker. So, you know, I know Steve Swenson has come in on his white horse, and I think he's doing some gutsy things. You know, he's starting WNEW, the news station. I think that's a really gutsy move. You know, it's going to be challenging. Part of the problem CBS has in the Washington market is they only have one really great signal in this market, 94.7 in Bethesda. That's a killer signal. All of their other FM signals have problems. You know, JFK's over there in Northern Virginia, doesn't get a good signal up into parts of the northeastern suburbs. It gets crowded out when you get near Baltimore. 99.1, where the new All Newser will be, it's, you know, it's transmitters in Anne Arundel County, which technically isn't even in the DC metro. You know, they have signal weakness problems when they get across the Potomac into Northern Virginia. The 107.9 signal now that they've got El Zal on is even worse than 99.1 in Northern Virginia, you know. And PGC is a good signal, okay? It's almost as good as 94.7, but it is still, you know, it's not quite center in the market. It's over there in Morningside, Maryland, over there in central PG County. So I guess you could say 95.5 and 94.7 are great signals. The other three FMers they got now, you know, 99.1, 107.9, and 106.7 have problems. And it's going to be hard. PPMs, you know, those new PPM ratings that are electronically connected. You know, you carry a little cell phone device around with you and it just automatically records what you listen to. You need a good, strong signal for those things to count everything, you know. And stations that have compromised signals don't do as well in the PPMs, as we've seen in a lot of the radio ratings across the country. And CBS has that problem. So it'll be interesting to see what Steve Swenson does there with PGC and Jason Kidd, you know, with Big Tigger leaving, whether they're going to probably make the morning show more music intensive. And, you know, maybe they'll put an AMP or that Now moniker on it. You know, a lot of CBS stations around the country are called AMP whatever or Now whatever. You know, like New York's 92.3 WXRK, which used to be the Howard Stern guy talker up there in New York. Or, you know, used to have an alt-rock format, too, for many years. You know, it's Now 94.3. Now 92.3. Be interesting to see if they don't do the same thing down here. With PGC. So we shall see. I also predict big changes for JFK coming up in the next year, 2012. We shall see. I really think both of their morning and afternoon drive shows need work. Like the Junks a lot, but the ratings on Junkies ratings have been sagging lately. All right, so I asked myself, what should Santa bring the DC radio market? You know, Santa's going to be flying over. Santa Claus is coming in a couple days. What should he bring we DC radio listeners? Okay, here's what he should bring. This is making a collective wish list. Santa, we really need a cool oldies outlet with cool personalities like Bob Duckman and Davy Jones and Johnny Dark. We need a cool oldies outlet. We don't have one. Santa, if you're up there, bring us one. Just, you know, land the tower right there. Put it there, you know, over near the Beltway somewhere. Santa, we need a really cool rock station that plays all flavors of rock with great personalities like Surf and Weasel. We need that. DC 101 ain't a bad alt-rocker. I'm saying, but, you know, Big is okay for a, you know, classic hits, classic rock station. But we really need a good station that plays progressive rock and all different flavors of the music and has really cool personalities that know what they're talking about. You know, something like the old HFS was. You know, Santa, we need that. Hey, Santa, give us our version of XPN. Philadelphia's really cool public radio music outlet, WXPN 88.5 up in Philly. We need something like that here. It would really be nice if WAMU could buy C-SPAN's station, 90.1, which no one listens to, and put that, DC's version of WXPN over there. Santa, we need a complete makeover at WMAL. I mean it. New morning show, a local and live afternoon show, stations in the dumps. And Santa, we need a complete makeover at WRQX. It sounds tired and old. And, you know, the whole station needs to be redone. rebranded, re-imaged. Get rid of that old mix format. Get rid of that old mix logo. Something new. Maybe go back to Q107. I don't know. Santa, give Dan Snyder a good big FMer. He needs it. He needs it for his ESPN 980 WTEM. Man, you know, he needs to be on 105.1. Maybe he can make a deal with Salem, Santa. Put Salem in the giving mood. Maybe they could swap. Dan Snyder could swap his 980, 94.3 and 92.7 for 105.1. He needs a big signal, Santa. I mean, he's a Jewish guy, but you know, hey, it's Christmas. And we should help him out. And also, we need a nostalgic big band 630. You know why do we need WMAL on 2 signals? You know, 105.9's enough. Give us a really cool nostalgic big band station on 630. All right, Santa. Thank you, Santa. Have a good one. See. All right, folks. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Merry New Year, Happy Ramadan, whatever the heck it is. You floats your boat. Hope you have a great one. And thanks for all your support for DCR TV in the past year. Again, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. Yeah. All right, folks. We'll be coming up next week with some cool. I'll have some of my what I think the best and worst of the year has been. We also have our best worst list going on at DCR TV, so send in your nominations. Just click on the link there on DCRTV.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great Christmas, and so